Welcome back. I'm Andrea, and there's Orla, and thanks so much for joining us this weekend. We're very excited to have you here with us. So have you ever tried reflexology? The ancient Egyptians are thought to have practiced reflexology as far back as 2500 BC, and it apparently has many wonderful benefits. And here to discuss them is Giovanna. She's a registered Canadian reflexologist therapist at Vita Reflex on the West Island. Hi, Giovanna. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Orla.
The Health and Wellness feature is brought to you by Clinique K by Dr. Carl Schwartz, a plastic surgery and integrated medical aesthetic care practice.
So, I have to tell you, I've done reflexology, and I just think it's absolutely amazing. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, what exactly is reflexology?
Oh my goodness, how much time did you say we had? I could go on forever about that question alone. But in a nutshell, reflexology is like an internal massage of the body. It's based on the principle that the entire body is mirrored on our feet, our hands, our ears, or the face. And through this system of reflexes that correspond to all the major organs, glands, and parts of the body. And what we do is we use like a micro movement, a technique with our thumbs and fingers, and this stimulates the reflexes and triggers the body to naturally heal itself. So it's like it's a way of activating the healing powers of the body, and it affects the whole person, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Does that give you a general idea of where I'm going?
It does. It does. Yeah. It sounds lovely. But is it primarily focused on the feet?
It's not. So the feet are the most, it's mostly practiced on feet, and I'll tell you why in a second, but it's also practiced on the hands, the ears, the face, and it could also be a whole body reflexology session. We use the feet primarily or mostly because that's the most sensitive part of the body. You would think our hands were, but there are about 5,000 nerve endings in the hands. There's about 7,200 in each foot. So our feet, although they're protected, and they are the most sensitive. So also I want to mention that people are most comfortable when we use their feet in reflexology because it's further away from their torso and further away from their face, so they feel more comfortable that you're a little bit at a distance working their entire body.
Wow. I mean, I've tried reflexology as well, and I just think it's absolutely fantastic. Tell us about some of the benefits, Giovanna.
So some of the benefits, there's a long list of benefits, but some of the benefits include, obviously, stress reduction. That's the main thing. It's a deep relaxation. It improves circulation. It cleanses the body of toxins and impurities, and it just revitalizes the energy. Those are the main factors. Like the main purpose of reflexology is to calm the body down, because the belief is when the body is calm, that's when it can heal itself, because everything is working as it was meant to work. All the organs and glands work the way they were meant to work.
So, Giovanna, I have to tell you, the first time I tried reflexology, I was in Beijing, and we had just arrived, and there was a little note in our hotel room saying to give it a try, and that it might help with jet lag. And I, was kind of we've been traveling for a long time, and I was desperate to get rid of my jet lag, but maybe a little skeptical. And I went, and I have to tell you, I went for a reflexology session. My husband did not, and it virtually cured me of my jet lag. And I mean, it was almost like magic. And as I said, I was skeptical going into it. Is that normal that just after one session that you would see benefits like I did?
Yes, depending on what the situation is. Something like jet lag, yes, you can see benefits right away. Sometimes even headaches, you can see benefits right away. Sometimes I have clients who come in and say, I have a headache today. They're coming to me for other things and saying, I have a headache today. And by the end of the session, I say, how's your headache? Oh, it's gone. So yeah, depending on what it is, it really can help you with just one session. So, yeah, did you have foot reflexology in Beijing?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was just primarily focused on my feet. And I have to tell you, I love going for a traditional Swedish massage. And I thought if someone was just touching my feet that I would want the whole thing. But I felt more relaxed and I was receiving more benefits from just my feet being worked on than my entire body at that point.
So what happens is, in massage, and I love massage too, don't get me wrong, it primarily works the muscles, the tendons, and the fascia. And you work particular parts of the body one at a time. With reflexology, you're working the foot, but you're working the entire body through the foot or the hand or the ear. And it's like a whole body internal massage all at once. So the benefits are you're working through the nervous system, basically. So you're calming the body down. And once you calm the body down, everything calms down. That's what happens. So that's the little bit of a difference.
We're chatting with Giovanna Daniele, registered Canadian reflexology therapist at Vita Reflex, located in the West Island. Giovanna, I've heard anyone suffering from headaches or migraines can greatly benefit from reflexology. Talk to us a bit about that.
So I was just mentioning before that a lot of times I'll have someone come in and say, I have a headache today, can you do anything about that? Or they just casually mention that they also have a headache today. And we have to obviously find out where the headache is coming from. Why do they have this headache? Is it a migraine? Is it a tension headache? Once we know more about what it is, then we can work particular parts of the body. The toes represent the head in reflexology. All the nerve endings for the head are found in our 10 toes. So we work not just the head, but there's a lot of glands and organs in the toes as well. So when we work those with our technique, we tend to get rid of or calm the headache down easily and right away, and without any side effects. So that's the other benefit as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Giovanna, is there anyone who would not be a good candidate for reflexology?
Not really, unless the person had a really severe case of something, or if they had heart issues that they need to be cleared by their doctor. But in general, everyone can benefit. I volunteer at the West Island Cancer Wellness Center, where I work with cancer patients, and they all benefit from reflexology, because with reflexology, if they're going through chemo or radiation, for example, and they have reflexology a couple of days before their sessions, their treatments, they tend to go through it a lot easier. If they have reflexology after their sessions, they tend to recover a little quicker from their chemo or radiation. And they also have come back to us, and there's actually been studies and research on this. Their symptoms are a lot less, like the nausea, the sicknesses, all the side effects of chemo and radiation. And it's the same with anything else. So if there's an ailment that someone is suffering from, reflexology will tend to reduce it or get rid of it, but just naturally.
Wow. Well, Giovanna,
children. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Please go ahead.
Children can benefit.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And it's wonderful stuff. And thank you so much for talking to us a bit about it today.
No problem. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me today.
That's Giovanna Daniele, a registered Canadian reflexology therapist at Vita Reflex on the West Island. And thank you so much for joining us today. We'll, of course, be back at the same time next week. In the meantime, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Now Trending Show. And you can also listen to this show and previous segments on our podcast. Just go to CJAD.com, click on shows, scroll down, and then you'll find Now Trending. Click on that and have a listen. Stay healthy and safe and have a great week.